Hi everyone. Welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Hikari's Route, Episode 8, where Hikari's Project Starlight is causing a big problem in the Six Stars Club. So, the people who support it and the people who oppose it, and the battle's being fought out on their own blog, and it's made the Six Stars Club look pretty bad to the public. And now, Morita-san, the person who owns the Six Stars Club, gives Hikari two options. So one, end Project Starlight, or two, I disband the Six Stars Club. And Hikari wants both. And I wonder what they're going to do to solve the problem. And now we see that Orihime's here, and I wonder if she can offer any help to bring back the Six Stars Club. So, some schools are opting to drop out because, well, I feel bad that we've caused quite a stir on the blog, and we want to take responsibility. And for this entire time, we haven't really seen what Saya has been doing after the fight with Hikari. So let's find out. So Akito's asking Orihime, so how are you going to do that? So apparently, she is not thinking of changing into a uniform after her lectures and coming to our school astronomy club or something. So what are you going to do, because you're not in Meiko Academy anymore and you're not part of the Six Stars Club?
私が今所属している大学の天文サークルで協力できないかしら?
Well, I'm in the astronomy circle in my college, so maybe I can help. So you mean like helping out to promote our club? She smiles again as she nods.
サークルの方々に話してみたら面白そうだ、一緒にやりたいっておっしゃってくれたわ。
Well, I don't think Orihime's college club can fit anywhere. So a carefree smile as she asks hurts me deep inside. Well, I'm really happy for the offer, but...
何ですの? やっぱり引退した私が参加してはまずいかしら?
So is it because I'm retired? No, it's not that. So what else could it be? Orihime didn't know the current status of Project Starlight. Oh, okay, so the part with Morita-san. So yeah, Project Starlight. So I had a bitter taste in my mouth as I explained everything to Orihime. And it was pathetic in several ways. So it hurts having to explain the situation to someone who really wanted to help the club out. And it's sad hearing or having to tell Orihime about my fear for the Six Stars Club survival after she had revived the club and entrusted it to us after she left.
そうでしたの。だから部室に誰もいなかったのね。星野第一天文部も訪ねてみたけど、空見くんは帰った後だと言われたわ。
So I think Orihime is like, well, something isn't right because how come there's no meetings being held? And it's like, oh, so it must have been this. So after Orihime had gone to Meiko Astronomy Club, she had visited my school and then came here. So she has sure gone out of her way to see me.
でもわからないわ。どうして活動を休んでますの? そういう時こそ頑張らないといけないのではなくて?
Well, I guess it's one of those things where you're not sure if you can do anything. So she just tilts her head as if she didn't get it.
なら、やり方を正せばいいじゃない。間違っていたのは目標じゃないわ。方法よ。
But we don't have time, so we won't make it. So this Geminid meteor shower is coming very soon, and it's going to be hard to get a consensus among the entire town and Morita-san. And there's no way we can fix and restart the project. So there's just not enough time.
そんなことを心配なさってますの?
Orihime laughs. So cheerfully optimistic.
心が間違っていなかったのなら、きっともう誰かに届いているはずよ。
Well, maybe we are not destined for a tragic end, after all. And as I thought about it, I started to smile a little, and suddenly it felt like the dark clouds that are plaguing me has been lifted all at once. It's like, well, be optimistic. It's not the end yet, and there's still some way we can find a solution to all this. And I wonder how Orihime is going to find a solution to convincing Morita Academy to come back to the Six Stars Club, because they're the first person to or the first club to opt out. Okay, I'm done, so store closed.
Hi yo, 今日もお疲れさん.
Okay, I'm going to go out for a bit. So I told the store manager as I got my bike ready.
こんな時間からどこ行くんだい?
Oh, I'm going to school. I forgot something in the club room.
そうかい。気をつけて行くんだよ。
Okay, be careful. Okay, so what is he doing here? And so I muttered to myself as I unlocked the door and walked in. So Hinami had left the key that I had lent her in my shoe cupboard, and she always did that when she locked up. So I was like, this is kind of like what it was in the beginning when I was sleeping in the club room. So I went in without turning on the lights and sat down at the computer. Oh, it's cold. I took out the blanket that I had stored away for stargazing and covered my legs. I was reminded of when I had lived here at school. So my new lodgings is more cozier, and the owners are nice, but most of all, it felt like home. But then again, the sense of freedom that I had here at school isn't bad either. So while I waited for the computer to boot up, I chewed on a piece of melon bread that was on clearance from the store. So I had told the manager that I'd come to get something I forgot, but in truth I had another reason for coming here. So he wants to use the computer for something. So Orihime's visit this afternoon has cheered me up. So it was so stupid of me to worry like that in front of Orihime. So I started laughing when I thought how ridiculous I am shutting myself in. Well, nothing's wrong with worrying. However, if you can't come up with an answer, then you'll be swallowed up by darkness. And I didn't come here because I had an idea, though. I just needed a room with a computer to look for any hints of something we could do. Well, it's cold, so I really should have done this tomorrow. Well, I'm sure Akito is eager to find some solutions. So I covered myself with another blanket, and I could have just done nothing and stayed when it was warm, but in my mental state, I would not have been able to bear it, so I had to do something. So the computer booted up. I double-clicked on the shortcut to the Six Stars Club website. And the blog had been a bit more peaceful since we shut down the commenting section. So I look at the social network site. I'm sure there are a lot of hate comments there as well. So there have been tons of replies while we have been silent. And most of them are just strongly voicing their opinions, but a few were just straight out bad mouthing us. I think it's like, come on, why did you shut down the comment section? Or, where are you? Come on, say something. Or, you guys are chicken because you guys don't want to listen to us. So things had escalated because we had made any statements. We hadn't. There you go. So I clicked on... Okay, so I checked the email. So there's quite a few here too. So just looking at the titles on the emails is depressing enough. And it would appear from the unchecked emails that nobody has logged in for the last 2 days. Well, I'm sure nobody wants to read those. Ooh, so this one's super long. It was an annoying, comprehensive, small telling us how wrong we are with Project Starlight. So everything you do is all bad, it's all dumb. So I should probably take care of this one. And it would eventually fall onto Honoka, as she is the president to answer the emails. So she might have a strong personality, but she isn't this great with criticism. So I wonder how Honoka's going to handle an email that says, well, this is all fucked up. Everything's a piece of shit. I wonder how Honoka's going to handle that kind of response. So Orihime told me this afternoon.
私の後任として継いでくれた会長の仕事が重荷になっていないか心配なの。
Well, more importantly, how did Orihime handle it? Because I'm sure Orihime had her own troubles when she tried to build the Six Stars Club in the first place. And if you remember, Narie and Keisuke, they opted out because they didn't like Orihime's budget proposal.
あの子、私のために無理をしているんじゃないかって。こんなことを頼まれても迷惑かもしれないけれど、吉岡のことを支えてやってはくださらないかしら。
So Orihime had looked relieved when I told her I would do what I can. So she had talked about how she wanted to participate in Project Starlight, but maybe she just wanted to check up on Honoka. And thinking about Honoka, I came to a decision. So, okay, I should delete these emails. Well, I'm sure deleting them is not going to solve the problem because they just write more. So, it's better if he bans them from Project Starlight. So even though I had a strong stomach, reading this made me feel ill. So if Honoka read it, she might pass out from the shock. So it'd be best not to reply to this guy personally. And it was the same for the social network stuff. So it was like each person had a different point of opinion. So it's like they didn't understand the point of Project Starlight. Well, they won't. Okay, so first, we should clearly tell them our stance on this. Well, I'm sure that's not gonna do anything. So if you have someone that writes a really hate comment, a strong hate comment, then it's best to ignore it and just delete it. And if possible, ban him from Project Starlight. It's like, well, you're just here to cause trouble, so you don't belong here. So what would we do about Project Starlight? So what about the future of the Six Stars Club? and we would need to talk about it. So I still wasn't sure if we could continue with how things are turning out. But I would regret it if we didn't try. So I read each email and wrote down the main points that they're making. So this might take all night. So I wonder if Akito is going to read even the ones with lots of hate talk, hate speech, profanity, name calling. So then I had found an email mixed in with all the other ones. And there's something different about this one. So it had been sent this morning and I looked closely at the title. Okay, so here's a positive one that's sticking out from the sea of negative emails. So we would like to help with Project Starlight. Wait, what's this? So feeling saved, I opened the email. So hope the title's not misleading. It was from another astronomy club within the prefecture. Oh, I'm sorry, we're late. Okay, so I'm just going to share this one email with everyone. Okay, so Hinami's late too. So I had my hands on my knees, catching my breath as the Hoshino-daiichi Astronomy Club arrives at the Mako Club room an hour late in the meeting. Okay, so everybody is cold-heartedly staring at us. So what's the problem now? So why is everyone looking depressed?
Akito.
So it appears that everybody has made up their minds before we got here. And didn't look very optimistic.
先に話し合いを始めさせていただいてました。各校の意見ですが、諸見沢はむつら星の会を抜ける方向で変わらず、西高はプロジェクトスターライトをやめて、これまで通り緩やかに活動を続けたいと。
So it looks like the two schools that always raise the most problems. So Nishihaya and Morita-san, they're both quitting.
我々明光学院も西高さんと同じです。私たちが集まってやれることは他にもあるはずですから。先々女子からはお返事はまだなく、甘子は諦めたくない。けど方法がわからない。
So Hikari's not going to give up on this. So Hikari said with a hard expression. And everyone's just looking away, or just stood there looking grim or glum.
コロナも諦めたくないよ。せっかくアキ兄たちと面白いことができるのに。星野大一さんはどのようにお考えですか？
For us, so it looks like Hinami wants to go ahead with this project. So I glance back at Hikari or Hinami. So before I tell you, there's something I want to show you. So I'm going to borrow your computer. So I borrowed the computer and brought up the remaining emails on the server. So they spent the whole night deleting all the bad emails. They looked at the dozen of emails and their faces clouded over. And I opened one. So the special one. So has anyone read this email? And thinking it was just another criticism email, everyone looks away. But Hikari moves forward and takes a look.
プロジェクトスターライトに参加したいのですが。
参加したい
Really? They want to? Hikari starts reading the email.
はじめまして、むつら星の会の皆様。
So, to summarize what it said, it was an email saying that they sympathized with Project Starlight and they want to help. So everyone is relieved that it's not a criticism or some slander.
一体どちらの学校でしょう？
So what school are they from?
慶風学園天文部って書いてある。
なんか聞いたことあるな。慶風天文部だって？
So Toyota threw his head back in surprise.
ご存知なのですか？
So, do you know anything about this?
慶風ですよ。うちの県にある工業系で5年生の。
5年生の工業学校。
So everybody raises their voices when they figure it out.
コロナの知ってる。テレビで見たことある。見た。すごい天才の人がいる学校だ。
So synchronizing with Corona, Hinami is squealing in excitement. So Keifuu Academy had a famous 5-year engineering program, and many elite students in the area are known to attend this school. But it had become famous because of a certain genius, the one that Hinami has mentioned. So actually, I had seen it on TV too. She's supposedly super smart and even outclassed her teachers. And despite this, she still attended school and is said to be quite pretty, if a little eccentric. And I could have sworn that she was not in the astronomy club, though. She's in some kind of aeronautical club or something. And I remember being impressed that a big school could have rare clubs like this.
その慶風学園天文部がプロジェクトスターライトに参加したいと。
So I carefully reread the comments or the contents of the email.
はじめまして、むつら星の会の皆様。慶風学園天文部部長、百瀬花江と言います。サイトにあった動画を見ました。私たちも見てみたいです。大流星群の降る明るい夜空を。勝手ながらこちらでも PR 活動を始めさせていただきました。ですが、我々一行だけではあまり効果を望めそうにありません。もし可能でしたら、プロジェクトスターライトに参加させていただけないでしょうか。明るい夜のために。
Hold on, went a little fast, so let's go back a little bit.
もし可能でしたら、プロジェクトスターライトに参加させていただけないでしょうか。同じ空の下、共に頑張らせていただきたいです。
Okay.
慶風学園天文部部長、百瀬花江。なるほど。しかし同県とはいえ結構離れていますし、一緒にビラ配りをするのは難儀な気がしますが。
いや、待ってくださいよ。
So Toyota is holding back his excitement.
これはすごいことですよ。
So it is quite amazing.
慶風天文部って言ったらバリバリのガジェット派で、精度の高い自作望遠鏡をいくつも制作して、天文系の雑誌なんかにも何度も名前が出てる。要するにこっちの世界でも超有名校ですよ。
そうなんですか？
So nobody has ever been too excited about what other schools did. And after I read the email, I had looked up Keifuu Academy a bit to find out their background. And just as Toyota said, it's a school with exceptional club activities. So it is a superb engineering school, and it's also a big deal because of its 5-year program. So a prestigious school wants to help us.
それってすごいことなんだよね。
So is that good? Hikari sounds doubtful, but I guess she's not sure of the situation. Yeah? So this could really help turn the tides for us.
でも、慶風学園が味方してくれただけで状況がひっくり返ったりするかな。
So can we do it? So about that, I think we underestimated what the internet can do for us. So it looks like some other school has picked up the message and they want to help us. And it's not just our district that can pick up these emails, but other places too.
と言いますと？
So also Orihime came to the store yesterday.
先輩が？
So Senpai did? So apparently the astronomy club that she's part of at Meiko University didn't know about Project Starlight. And that's proof that the word Project Starlight is just not getting out there.
でもネットでの活動は相手がどの地域に住んでるかとかわからないからって話で。
And that idea is flawed. So
どういうこと？
So do we really have a reason to limit ourselves to just Hoshinoka?
限定する必要がない。はあ！
So we can spread this out more. And not just this place.
そっか。そうだよね。
So as Hikari caught on to what I was saying, she blushed and her face lit up. So I proposed that we expand Project Starlight nationally. So everybody took a deep breath upon hearing my bold proposition. So I'm pretty sure we know what the Keifuu Academy reference is to. And if you don't know, it's for If I Hire Wings, the predecessor to this visual novel. And I'm sure the super genius, beautiful, eccentric person that they're mentioning is Amane Mochizuki from If I Hire Wings. And I won't explain more because I do have a full playthrough of that title on my channel, so you can go watch that if you're interested. So going back to this. So up until now, we have been promoting Project Starlight just for Hoshinoka. So Hoshinoka is already a big area, and that's why we revived the Six Stars Club in the first place. So we want to grow people's interest in astronomy. But that's just a preconceived notion. So in the end, we have only been limited to this area by our imagination. So the goal of Project Starlight is to bring back the bright night. And if so, it would make sense not to limit the scale. Well, actually, I think it might even make it easier.
ですが、我々の人手ではとても手が回りません。星の中市だけでも苦労しているのに。
And that's why we recruit schools from all over the country, and we already have Keifuu Academy and Orihime's College Club wanting to help. But I'm sure for Orihime's club, she's in the city, so that's not as special as Keifuu Academy, which is in Kazegura.
今からで間に合うかな。
ネットの情報拡散速度は光の速さ。うまく煽ることができたら、あるいは。
でも絶賛炎上中だよ。
Corona said in a cruel, careless manner. It's like, well, what about all those people who are saying all these hateful comments about Project Starlight? And they will do nothing, or nothing will stop them. They'll continue to post And I'm sure they hope that this Project Starlight will be destroyed. Well, sure, it's not a desirable situation, but it's not all bad news. So no matter if it's good or bad, because of this ruckus, a great many people know about the club now. So the pure extraordinary number of people visiting our site is proof of this.
はい、今日の分はまだ見ていませんが。
So the sudden boost in hits will probably make Honoka's turn pale. So if we can't change the negative views into positive ones,
そんな魔法みたいなことできるの、アキに。
so as a byproduct of all these hate comments, flame wars, the things that many more people know about Project Starlight, it's like, well, if we can get rid of all these negative comments, negative views, then it might be a good promotion tool. So everyone drops their shoulders, and as Kona says, it would take a miracle to make that happen. It's like, well, can we do it? And you can see so Toyota and Kawana Kajima are not optimistic about this. And same with Hikari.
京風天文部の方はどうして我々のサイトを見てくださっていたんでしょうね。
それはやっぱり騒ぎになってるからじゃないですか？
それでこんな風に味方してくれるかな。
They be jumping into the frying pan with us. So wait, what's going on? Kanakajima yells as he finds something in the email from Keifuu Academy. So what's wrong?
Momose Hanae ってもしかしてあの桃香さんじゃないですか?
Wait, Hanae? Wait. So without thinking, our voices grew louder.
誰?
Do you remember the person that kept giving us advice when we built Pleiades 1?
アドバイス。ああ!
So when we had posted the journal on constructing our Dobson telescope on the site, somebody had posted some advice in the comment section. And the name of that person is...
桃香さんです。
So, Momose-san. Honoka told us about this as she checked the blog's entries. So I'm going to look back at the time when we were building Pleiades 1. So Keisuke had taken command of a construction of the Dobson telescope, and I remember him being really grateful for the advice.
じゃあ、あの頃からずっと私たちの活動を見てくれてたってこと?
Well, I'm not actually or entirely certain if it was the entire time, but it seems likely that it was them. So it wasn't only the names that were the same, but Keifuu is also known to have made several highly accurate homemade telescopes. And if that's the case, we would be able to ask them for practical advice too.
ねえ、このサイトにあった動画って何? うちのサイト動画なんてあったっけ?
So wait, videos? So everyone tilts their heads at the same time, and now that I think about it, we didn't put anything there on the Six Stars Club site. So Honoka opens the site, and when she did, there is a video playing on the top page.
いつの間にこんなものが?
So wait, where did this video come from?
いつもブログの方しか見てなかったから気づかなかったっす。
So someone must have posted this in the comment section. It's like, well, look at this. So Honoka presses the play button. So the starry sky is shown on the monitor. And there's a voice played while showing the background of countless flickering stars.
仲のいい友達と3人でこの場所で 毎晩のように星を数えていました。あの頃の夜空は今よりずっと明るかった。
Wait a minute. Hikari cries out.
この声、ピカリンだ。
Wait, is that you, Hikari? So we kept watching in surprise. And there's an illustration of a girl with twin tails showing up on the screen. And with a tragic music box melody playing in the background, the girl continues to talk.
けれど、私が夜空を見上げるのを忘れているうちに、いくつもの星が姿を消していました。地上に明かりが一つ灯ると、夜空の星が一つ消えてしまうのです。注意深く観察していないと、なくなっていることにも気がつかないような小さな光たち。でももし月が隠れるように地上の明かりが消えることがあれば、あの星たちは帰ってきます。今見上げているこの夜空に。そしてそんな夜がもしも実現すれば、小さな流れ星もきっと見つけることができるでしょう。見てみたいと思いませんか？大流星群の降る夜、無数の小さな光たちに彩られた星空を、あの頃のような明るい夜を。何これ。
So, who would be using my voice and doing something like this?
なんか超自分に酔ってるみたいで、むちゃくちゃ恥ずかしいんですけど。
And the visuals make Hikari look drunk. Hikari grabs her head and screams. Well, actually, I thought it was a good speech, and it was pretty romantic video and even a little poetic.
誰よ、こんな動画作ってアップしたの。
So who would do something like this? We all looked at each other and shook our heads. So the audio recording is definitely Hikari at the last Stargazing event, and I wonder who recorded this.
あの時はノリノリだったから言えたけど、冷静になって聞くと死にたくなるよ。
So Hikari looks like she might cry at any second. I just pat her head, trying to comfort her while looking around at everyone.
僕じゃないよ。うちの部の人間でもないと思う。
Not me. So Toyota and Nishihai seems like the best candidates. They're good with electronics, but I doubt they would do this.
うちも違うと思うっす。
Well, not me either.
私も録音しているなんて知りませんでした。
Nope, not me. Then who?
コロナ、どこ行こうとしてんの？
So is it you, Karuna?
何が？コロナはいつだって元気はつらつだよ。そんなこと聞いてないわよ。まさかこれあんたがやったの？
So it has to be you, right, Karuna?
違う。コロナやってない。コロナこんなの作れないもん。
Well, I didn't do it. Okay, I'm honest.
だよね。
Okay? And then suddenly Hinami starts to laugh devilishly. So, do you know Hinami? She looks like she wanted someone to ask her, so I did, and then she grew closer to us.
ええ。私は犯人を知っています。
I know the culprit.
誰なの？それは。
Well, you see, it's
ズバリ、アルビレオのプリンセス、天の川先輩です。
so it's Saya.
さや？なんで
So why her?
さやさんは
Or why she?
日は欠席でしたよ。
So everyone thought it was impossible, but Hinami's confidence didn't waver.
天空の賢者ケイロンにかけて天の川先輩こそがこの動画のウプ主ですねえコロナ。
So Karna recoiled from everyone's stares.
コロナが録音したの、ピカリンの声。
Okay, so Karna was the one who recorded it. And Karna gave it to Saya, and then Saya animated it. She said as she brought out her phone.
だってすごくいいこと言ってたから。それなのにあの人天の川先輩いなくて。
Well,
なんか腹立ったの。絶対聞かせてやろうと思って録音したの。
so I like how Karna's like, well, it was a really good speech, and I really think that Saya should hear it, even though she is angry and didn't attend. And why did he give Saya the recording? Well, obviously. Karna most meekly nodded.
天の川先輩のうちに一緒に渡しに行った。メールアドレスとか連絡先知らなかったから家行くしかなかったんだもん。
I think it's more like, how were they able to deliver this to Saya, even though Saya will not answer anyone's messages?
でもそれだけだよ。コロナ録音したデータ渡してすぐ帰ったもん。
So we went to Saya's place and gave her the recording, and that was it.
帰った。
この動画に使われているイラストは聖戦女子天文部の方が描かれている絵ですね。
And then Saya had her astronomy club animate and provide illustrations. And it had the same art style as the other images on the site that they had drawn. So Saya made the video and then uploaded it to the site.
多分そうだと。さや、どうしてた？
Okay, so where's Saya?
どうって？元気そうだった？わかんない。あの人いつも何考えてるのかわかんない顔してるし。でもピカリンとアキ兄のこと聞かれたよ。イチャイチャしてるって教えてやったらなんかほっとしてたみたいだった。ねえひなみ。相変わらず耳麗しかった。
そう。
Okay.
ありがとね、コロナ。
別にあの人のためとかじゃないからね。ただピカリンとあの人が喧嘩したままなの変だし、なんか不自然で嫌なだけだもん。
あんたって子は。
So at least Karna did something positive. Hikari had a mix of sadness and happiness in her look as she hugs Karna.
ピカリンすっごいふかふか。
So Karna blushes red as she was surprised by how soft Hikari is. So that going on, Honoka has pulled up the Six Stars Club access report. And normally we had something like 50 hits per day, but in the last 2 days, we had about 1,000 per day.
アクセス数だけ見てると夢みたいな数ですね。
ですね。
And everyone was dejected again.
待って。
So Hikari looks serious as she thought.
どうしたのピカリン。
So Hikari is in deep thought. With her hand on her chin, she's mumbling something under her breath.
アクセス数、注目。
So basically, they're only here to watch the video from Saya. Hikari's stare stops on the monitor.
すっごい明暗、思いついちゃったかも。
なかなかいいね、麻婆豚まん。
So I wonder what Hikari has, or what idea she has. So Hikari voiced her opinion on the new product as she is absorbed in the video on her phone. So you've been going home pretty late recently. So isn't your family worried?
ちょっとしてるみたい。お姉ちゃんみたいになるんじゃないかって。
Well, my sister does it too. So Hikari's sister is now a university student and sometimes goes out for days at a time.
お姉ちゃんはあれでしっかり者だからいいけど、私はおっちょこちょいだってバレてるからね。
But I'm sure my parents have more, or they're not as concerned about my sister compared to me. So then, shouldn't you go home already? I said, taking a cup of water over to her.
むつら星の会が忙しくて、あんまりアキトと二人きりになれないんだもん。
So I want to spend more time with you. She gives a small pout and then comes close to me and squeezes my hand. And it's just the reaction I was expecting, and I squeeze her hand back. So things are going to get busier tomorrow.
やることが山積みだわ。
Yep. So is it really okay?
何が？
Your great idea, I mean.
ナイスアイデアだと思わない？っていうか、これしかないっしょ。
So what is it? And I think Hikari's like, well, it's a secret. So after seeing the video at the meeting, Hikari had explained her great idea to us all. And everyone's reaction has been pretty positive. Well, for the most part.
それに、面白そうじゃん。
So she smiles as she says this. And if she's okay with it, then whatever. And then everyone had split into groups according to Hikari's great idea and starting working on ways to get the project, appeal to the nation. So there was not much time left, but as Toyota said, if we could get the internet to work for us, then we just might make it in time.
やるぞー。
Okay, so the train's almost here. So I have been walking Hikari home almost every day, so I memorize the train time's schedule.
もうちょっと。
So I can take the next train. So the next one's going to be in 45 minutes. So just go now. And I pulled her by the hand.
やだー。
No, thank you. Hey, you're really being childish. So I made her stand up, and then she complained as she put her bag on her shoulder.
アキト冷たい。私と一緒にいたくないんだ。
So you don't want me?
いいもん。家で寂しく一人でいろいろ準備するもん。
So I'll be alone tomorrow.
やだ、怒った。
So now you're upset. So I hug Hikari. And maybe with a little force.
もう苦しい。
Come on, you idiot. So I don't want to be separated from you even for a second. So I forced out the feelings that I had always wanted to hide and kiss Hikari on the cheek. And as I let go, Hikari's face is beet red and her eyes are teary.
今の超キュンとした。アキト、私も1ナノ秒だって離れてたくないよ。
So she emphasized with a clenched fist. Well then, so get going. So the train will be here soon.
わかった。じゃあね、アキト。愛してるよー。
Okay, I'll go. So she waves her hand as she left the store like she could barely stand it anymore. And I wonder if Kotaro notices someone else. Okay, so Hikari runs to the station as Kotaro watched. Well, she has one cute girlfriend. And feeling pretty embarrassed, I mutter to myself. Now, I could work, but I'm kind of lonely. So I cleaned up the garbage on the counter, wiped it down, and sat down in the warm seat that Hikari has been sitting in. And feeling lonely, I picked up my phone to message Hikari. But there is an unread message on the screen. So Saya. It had come out of nowhere, and I hurriedly opened it.
ごめんね。ずっと連絡しなくて、みんなが大変な時なのに。ムービーをアップしたの私だよ。もっとたくさんの人に光の声届けたくて。
Okay, so Saya did make the video. And the video had looked reasonably simple to make. So anyone who knows the basics could probably make it with a basic video editing software. But more importantly, now that Saya has messaged me, it was like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Well, thanks to you, Saya, so more people have been able to hear Hikari's words. So, how have you been lately? Hikari's worried about you. So I held onto my phone as I wrote the replies. And it took a while for her to read the messages. Okay, so what's her answer?
怒ってるんじゃないの。二人と会わないようにしてるのはもっと別な理由。光はずっとあっくんのことが好きだったんだよ。でもその気持ちを私が封じ込めちゃってた。私があの時あんなことしたから二人の邪魔したくないの。だから会わないようにしてたの。
So that's why. So she's probably talking about the kiss. And that's probably why Hikari has stubbornly turned me when I had first asked her out. And it would be kind of cruel to say that I like things to go back the way they were with the three of us. And I was the one who decided to go out with Hikari. Wait, no. So I just want the three of us to look at the stars again, just like we used to. So can we go back to the old times? So it's okay to believe that the day will come, right? So I don't think Saya will agree to this. There you go. So she didn't reply. And I started to get worried. As my grip tightened on my phone, it beeped with a new message.
来るといいね。そんな日が。
Well, if we could. Saya. And at the wrong time, a customer comes in, so he has to go back to work. Oh, hello, welcome. So in the same place, may the three of us see the meteor shower again. And I'm sure that Saya has forgotten the promise by now. I'm sure she remembers. Okay, so anyways, next day. So after school, Hikari and I went to Harbor Town. So there are a lot of people here for a weekday. And compared to the day we had for our date, well, there are a few people around. Just some others dressed in uniforms like us. So it's not as busy as a weekend, but it's still quite popular. So Hikari grabs my hand. Well, we didn't come here on a date, you know.
わかってるわよ。
So she had been moody the entire time. And I guess she is just as nervous. Hikari's holding on my hand in hers on one side, and with The other hand, she seems to be nervously fiddling with something in her pocket. And as we wander down the road, I try to think of a way to help Hikari relax. And I'm certain that if I told her about Saya's message yesterday, that would cheer her up. Okay, so Saya did talk to me.
Saya?
Wait, that lady? Hikari is giving me an evil stare. Well, this looks bad, so I'm not sure what to say. Yeah, so Saya,
私も来たよ。さやからメッセージ。
well, I got a message. Really? And apparently, Saya had messaged Hikari after me. And it looks like I was off the hook, but why is she so upset at hearing Saya's name? I'm sure Saya gave harsher replies to Hikari. Okay, so what did she write? Hikari didn't say a word, but showed me the message. So what's this?
知らないわよ。久しぶりにメッセージ来たと思ったらこれだったんだもん。
And this is all I got.
いきなり何？
別に言いたかっただけ。バカって。
バカって言う方がバカよ。
子供みたい。
So what on earth is going on?
なんなのあの子。喧嘩売ってるよねこれ。
Well, looks like it.
で、そっちは？
So
なんて言われたの？
What about your message or your answers? Well, it's pretty much the same. Hikari snorted disdainfully as I lied to her. So for Hikari and Saya, it's a much more tense situation or tense environment compared to Akito and Saya. Well, Saya... And I thought about showing Hikari my messages from Saya. So Saya probably badmouthed Hikari to preempt them from making up again. And at this point, I doubt that Hikari would think Saya was being honest if I showed her the messages from yesterday. So she really does understand you.
何それ？どういう意味？
Well, I mean, well, even if you fight, you're still good friends.
はい？やめてよ。仲良くなんてないもん。
No.
あんなやつ、もう絶好よ。
So Hikari kept holding my hand as she fumed. And she put her other hand in the back of her pocket. Well, I had absolutely no idea what she had in that pocket. Well, maybe that's it. So she's probably holding my hand to hide her insecurity. And we continue to head towards the planetarium. Where we would meet Morita-san to tell him our answer.
今夜、もし夜空を見上げることがあれば、今見ているこの星空を重ねてみてください。
After the show. So the dome lit up as the show ended. It was a soft, easy light, but still bright to our eyes, that had adjusted to the darkness. The staff stood up and led the customers out of the dome. And we just waited in our seats.
こんにちは。
And there is Morita-san. So I'm going to leave this to the next episode, and we'll see what his answer is to Hikari's, well, I still want to keep Project Starlight. But now they have some more support from Keifuu Academy of If I Heart Wings, and maybe that will convince Morita to reconsider his options. And surprisingly, it looks like despite Saya being angry at Hikari and getting into a fight, she has been secretly helping Hikari in some way by taking her powerful speech and animating it with her astronomy club. And I wonder what Saya really feels about Hikari and how they're going to make up in the end. But anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.